Welcome to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction, featuring the only classic tractor auction of its kind in the country. Today, some of the hardest to find tractors in the world will hit the auction block. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Mecum's Gone Farmin' in Davenport, Iowa, right here live from the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. I'm Mike Holland, along with my co-host Max Wilson. Max, we have more collections than we've ever had on our auction before.
Yeah, we've got 6 of them. I was walking around there, our feature collections, just amazing tractors. Ought to be a lot of fun to see them come across the block today.
Folks, you're going to get a great chance to see each one of these collections up close and personal. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Davenport, Iowa, and Mecum's Gone Farmin' Iowa premiere. I'm Mike Holland, along with Max Wilson. Max, it's been a fantastic day so far.
Yeah, I really can't wait to get back to the action.
Well, let's get to it.
This is going to be the start of our Virgil Richardson collection, a 1938 John Deere L unstyled at lot F55. This one has a good serial number tag and new Firestone tires. Of course, a lot of these L's, the serial number tag disappeared. We can see it from this angle over here, Mike, just on the right axle, just to the left of that tube that comes through, the frame tube, there's a brass plate. And a lot of them on these L's that disappeared because guys climbing on and off, they hit it with their boot, knock it off, or you had to use a log chain and you drape the log chain over it and that knocked their tag off. So this one here with a good tag and selling at no reserve. And, of course, being a 1938, I believe the first year of John Deere L production. Don't know what the serial number is on this, but, of course, these always look real neat with those cast front wheels with them ovals cut out and then the rear wheels with the kind of a triangular cutout in them. And finding one with the good original wheels and rims on it, a lot of them got replaced and had 20-inch truck tires or truck rims put on them. So that's going to sell at $6,000 Kathy's way.
And next one being pulled in here, 1940 John Deere L style. This is lot F56.
Yeah, and this one here, new tires all the way around, beautiful paint on it. This one here also appears to have a good serial number tag on it. I believe that's what I'm seeing over there. And it'd be in the same location as it was on that unstyled. This one here also, if you look at the front wheels, it looks like there's a little bit deeper dish to them. That was an option for them to narrow them up a little bit more. Maybe to get into a certain crop. Kind of unique and unusual wheels to see once in a while. And, of course, those hubcaps, you sit there and think about their cast hubcaps, that green center cap on the front wheel. Think of how much those things have run into over the years if you didn't quite turn soon enough or whatever. That one also selling at no reserve right now with a $4,500 bid. And once again, this is another one from the Virgil Richardson collection. $4,500 on that style John Deere L.
Well, Max, as we're keeping up with a lot of the action moving here through the block, Amanda's out there mixing in with some of the buyers and sellers. Amanda, who do you have for us?
I'm here with Marty and Beth. Where are you guys from?
Columbia, Missouri.
Now, obviously, you are a red tractor fan.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just born and raised on red tractors. Grandpa and Dad.
And now you said you've been driving tractors forever. Tell me a little bit about your history.
Oh, just been driving them since I was probably 7. Run heavy equipment and just part of me, I guess.
And you've never been to anything like this before. Tell me about what you've seen, what you like. Any reactions?
Oh, just a lot of neat tractors here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now back to you.
1935 John Deere B 4-bolt.
Yeah, and of course the 4-bolt, 1935 was the first year of production for the John Deere B. And when we say 4-bolt, what it is, it's the 4 bolts that hold the front pedestal. Right now in the shot that you look just above our graphic there's only 4 bolts, 2 on each side. And what it was, after they got out in the field for a little bit, they figured out that that wasn't enough bolts to hold that front end on. They went to 8 bolts. This one here, factory round spokes on the rear. Appear to be factory round spokes also on the front. Very nice looking tractor, selling at no reserve. Of course, being pulled in here with a little bit of assistance, but does have the power lift on it.
This very committed crowd here in Davenport, Iowa. In this chilly day, the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds.
About $7,500 bid right now on this 4-bolt unstyle B. And of course, starting to always see a lot more familiar faces at these auctions as the more and more of them we get to, and we see the same people showing up at the auctions. So always kind of fun. You get to run into some old friends and make some new friends with some of them. I was talking to a couple different people here this morning, and we do have one couple that is up here from Florida. Their first time coming to a Mecum auction. So.
And I'm sure their first time feeling this type of weather.
$7,300 bid right now on this 4-bolt B yet.
And it sells out at $7,300, making its way. This really is a gorgeous John Deere collection. This is lot F58, 1935 John Deere B 8-bolt.
Yep, and of course the same year as that last tractor, but this one here has the revised front pedestal on it. Has the 8 bolts, factory round spokes all the way around. Of course, pulling this one through too with this colder weather. I think they're having a little bit of an issue starting some of these hand start tractors. Either the oil's a little thick or not quite tuned for the cold weather. This one also has the power lift on the back. Selling at no reserve also.
It's not unusual, Max, to see a lot of the same bidders as soon as these collections make their way through. They'd like to pair these up if they can.
Also has brand new Firestones on the rear. A nice restoration on that tractor too, so. And of course now we're starting to see a little bit of the difference. If you got a 4-bolt unstyle B versus an 8-bolt, they're from the same year, and we're a little bit shy of what the last one sold for. So.
Still going out at a no reserve bid. So it will find a new home today.
$4,000 bid now on this 8-bolt John Deere B, 1935 model. From the Virgil Richardson collection.
That's going to bring us to lot F59 and 1938 John Deere G. This is low radiator, Max.
Yeah, and of course this one here again at no reserve. And with the low radiator, that's kind of unusual to see them. You see them more and more. There's guys starting to find them more and more. But what it was is when these tractors were built, they sent them to the warmer areas, Texas and that, and figured out that they didn't have a big enough cooling system on them. So Deere actually put a program out to kind of a recall and bring all these tractors back and refit them with the bigger radiator and a different hood and everything. And the easy way to tell them apart is if you look where that steering shaft goes into the steering box, if there's a notch in the top of the radiator, it's a tall radiator. If there's no notch, it's a low radiator G. And of course the low radiator Gs, the ones that are still out there with a correct intact low radiator on them, are pretty scarce. And of course right now the $10,000 bid, and this one here also has the round spokes on the rear. And looks like round spokes on the front, newer tires. And of course we heard that thing sitting here idling as it was coming in and didn't miss a lick, just smooth as silk. So $10,000 bid now. $10,000 to the internet.
Don't go away, we'll be right back. And Mecum's Gone Farmin'.
And that's going to bring in F60 as a John Deere GP, a 1928 model. So kind of earlier GP is still with the Virgil Richardson collection, selling at no reserve. Also has the, if you look at the rear wheels or lugs on this, they look black. Well, those are actually the plastic parade lugs, they call them. Pretty much you still get the ride of the steel spade lugs with the little bit of cushion from hard rubber. And of course the GP's kind of made famous from the opening credits of the TV show Green Acres. And of course the GP had a valve in block type deal, flathead. And that's going to sell at $5,200. And that's going to bring in F61 as a 1928 model John Deere, I believe, John Deere D.
This is the 1928 John Deere D.
Of course, this one here on cutoffs from the Virgil Richardson collection, selling at no reserve. Pretty nice restoration on this tractor. Not sure why it's not starting, but I'm pretty sure that if it's like the Bs that came through, they're pretty much guaranteeing him to start. (1928) Model D, of course, a little bit earlier in production. Of course, there were 2 or 3 different generations on the Model D. This would be, I believe, close to the 2nd generation of the Ds. So they moved the steering around, changed the engine size and bore and stroke, and then fenders were constantly being changed on them. So. And that's going to sell at $4,500 to the telephone. And that's going to bring in another John Deere D at F62, which is a 1930 model. Once again from the Virgil Richardson collection. This one here on steel wheels with the rubber belting bolted on so that you can drive it on the concrete and the asphalt. And if you look at this, the fenders are just a little bit different. This one does have the early style PTO on it. Drawbar is a little bit lighter than what you'd see on a later D. And once again, selling at no reserve as part of this Virgil Richardson collection. $3,500 bid. They are still working on this 1930 John Deere D. Pretty nice restoration on it. That one's going to sell at $3,750, sold Ryan's way, and that's going to bring in F63. Is a 1934 John Deere D, and of course this would be the next generation of what I was talking about, the steering gearbox on top of the transmission versus being down on the axle. This one here on cut-off steel wheels. Still has the earlier lightweight drawbar, but once again, if you look at the fenders, there's a little bit different variation there. Looks like new tires all the way around on it. And of course, 34, they were starting to get these a little more modernized and I guess a little more farmer friendly with the steering. Yeah, and this one is also no reserve. $2,500 bid. Doesn't seem like too bad of a price on a 34D. $2,600 bid. Guy just come walking in from outside here. Take another poke at it. $2,600. That's going to bring in one of them that's on my list of tractors to own at some point is a 1937 John Deere D at lot F64. Selling at no reserve, still part of that Virgil Richardson collection. This one here comes through under its own power, runs good, sounded good, nicer paint on it. This one here, another little change with the steering setup on it, the steering gearbox up on top, and also the shutters on the front would have been a little bit different than what usually they had the canvas curtain. This one here with the cast rear wheels on it does have the Edison Splitdorf mag on it. It's a $4,000 bid right now on this 37 John Deere D. And of course the D's, they've got a sound all their own too while they're running. Rolling that slow to the door. $4,500 on that no reserve D. And that's going to bring in the next lot from the Virgil Richardson collection is a 1935 unstyled A. Got fenders on it, round spokes, real nice. Open fan shaft, so it's an earlier 35. Also, believe has the red head indicator for the oil pressure. Also has the early power lift on it. The housing's a little bit smaller. Another one selling at no reserve.
Again, Max, a lot of these tractors getting paired up together. A lot of these collectors want to see these go in groups if they can. I think ultimately they're going to be valued more as a collection.
Yeah, and right now at $5,000 on this 35A with the open fan shaft and round spokes and fenders out of the Virgil Richardson collection. Logan Schmid up there pounding away, trying to get this tractor sold. So. $6,000 bid right now. I believe Ryan's holding the bid over here in the bleachers just to our left.
And it's going to sell out at $62.50. Folks, those of you who are watching on RFD-TV, don't go anywhere. There's plenty more vintage classic tractor auction coming up right after this.
Welcome back to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Classic Tractor Auction.
And that's going to bring us to lot F80. It's a 1954 Farmall Super H.
Yep, last year production for the Super H. This one has new Firestone tires, PTO fenders, very late Super H, built in September or October. Battery under the seat with live hydraulics. And of course, this is the start of our AJ Spiegel collection. And probably one of the nicest Super H's we've seen come across the block here at Mecum Gone Farming. And of course, Super H is the next variation of the Model H. And of course, this would be the right age and vintage of where you'd want to be if you were going to build a Super HTA like we saw come through a little bit earlier. This is what you'd be looking for to start with. So, and this one is selling at no reserve. $5,000 bid on this Super H. That's going to sell at $5,000. And that's going to bring in lot F81 as a 1959 John Deere 730 diesel. Electric start with fenders, narrow front, 3-point with no third link. And this one also is from the AJ Spiegel collection. Very nice looking 730 diesel, and it's got the stuff that everyone's looking for with the electric start. And of course, right out of the gate here, we're at an $8,000 bid on this tractor already. Another one selling at no reserve. And of course, the 730 was the last variation of the Model G.
And the crowd here in Davenport, Iowa, not disappointing, bringing in top dollar for these vintage classic tractors.
Yeah, it looks like new rear tires on this, and looks like we've got a phone bid or an internet bid. Looks like a phone bid right now. Ben Mecum standing up back there at the podium. Or at the back table there where we have our internet and phone bids. Travis back there working with him. $9,100 at 730 diesel sells for, and that's going to bring in F81.1. Is a John Deere 530 with a 3-bottom plow, 3-point hitch, front weights, wide front on that 530.
Max, we got a great view of that one as it rolled by here. This is a beautiful tractor. Of course, it's got the 3-bottom plow on the back of it as well. I think giving it an added bonus.
Yeah.
It'll sell separately, but I think it actually helps the bidding.
Yeah, just a beautiful restoration on that 530. Has power steering, wide front weights, fenders, PTO, and 3-point.
It does come with the 3-bottom plow.
Yeah, that's what it's showing here on our lot listing, is that is coming with the plow. So, yep, plow's going right with it, and we'll see here if that kind of gets this bidding fired back up. We're at $11,000 bid. And this one, once again, is from the A.J. Spiegel collection.
Of course, one of the bidders walking up, get a closer look at the tractor, making sure. Taking it all in.
You're out way back there.
And the reserve is off on this tractor, so. $11,250, that 530 with the fully mounted 3-bottom plow goes. And that's going to bring in F82, another big boy here. Alice Chalmers D21 Series 2. Another beautiful restoration. Got the big tires on the back, and you look at the back of this tractor, it's just a big plate. No PTO, no 3-point arms. She just made the pull. Does have a single set of remotes, I believe, out of the back. This one, once again, from the A.J. Spiegel collection. And just a beautiful tractor. I haven't seen too many D21s come across the block up here. And this one is selling at no reserve with a $19,000, $20,000 bid right now on this tractor. So starting to notice a lot of these bigger tractors are starting to get a little more following, and we're getting them sold. So.
Trying to find that $24,000 bidder.
And of course the D21 was the big tractor in the D series for Alice Chalmers. So you sit up nice and high, keep you up out of dust and dirt, and you got your fuel tank there at the back, and those big fenders kind of protected you from getting too much dirt and dust on you. $25,000 bid on this beautiful D21.
$25,000. Alice Chalmers sells for. And that's going to bring up lot F83, a 1974 Oliver 2250 with a cab over here, Max, and I bet you he's comfortable in there.
Yeah, he's got one window open there, but this also has the fuel tank fenders there in the cab. And this one has a Caterpillar 3150 diesel motor in it. 3-point dual outlets out of the back. And there is a set of duals that go with this tractor. So. And this one also from the A.J. Spiegel collection. $9,000 bid on this Oliver 2250. Don't see many of these coming across the block here either.
And they're going to start rolling it out slow. And it sells out at $9,000. That's going to bring up lot F84. It's a 1973 Oliver 1855.
And of course the 55 series, that was the next generation after the 50 series Olivers. Once again from the A.J. Spiegel collection. Nice looking tractor, has a 3-point and has that roll bar on it. And this one is selling at no reserve. And of course these Olivers, we've seen a pretty good representation of them here down in Davenport, which really we're not too far from Charles City, Iowa, where the Oliver plant was.
And the no reserve price trying to reach up into the 9,500. I believe it's at 9,000 or 9,250 now. $9,000. It's going to sell out.
Yeah, and that's going to bring in F85 as a 1973 Oliver 1750. From the A.J. Spiegel collection. Another good-looking Oliver coming across the blocks. It's got the 3-point and the single remote on it. Of course, that would be the little brother to the 1850. Nice running little tractors. Another one selling at no reserve.
Looks like they've got a three-way bid going here. They're at $6,000 on this no reserve tractor.
And there's some low-cost power for someone if they needed a tractor for around the farm. And
61 is what you said you were? Okay, no problem. We're going to open it. You got 65? No problem. 6,600. Now 66 on the tractor outside. You're going to open back up, then 6,600 up in. Sold at 6,500. New bidder, new buyer, on the phone, purchase.
Not sure what happened there, but
I think there were two guys that thought they were in, and there was a new bidder that jumped in at the last minute. And of course, Matt, in his typical fashion, just real calm and just got everything straightened out. So that's going to bring in lot F86 is a 1966 Oliver 1650 gas, and this one here has the Fender fuel tanks on it. And I would think with that 1650 gas, if you weren't working her too hard, you could probably run for almost a year on the amount of fuel that those two tanks and the main tank would hold. Another one selling at no reserve. Looks like a pretty honest, fresh off the farm tractor. And this one once again from the A.J. Spiegel collection. And selling at no reserve. So. And once again, looks like another rather inexpensive tractor. Someone needed a little chore tractor for around the farm with that narrow front, be good for backing wagons in and out. So that one's going to sell at $3,200. Going to bring in F87 as an Oliver 1600 diesel. Pretty decent paint on this one. Got 3-point, new rubber on the back with the Hydra power drive. Nice looking little tractor. And also selling at no reserve. And of course the 1600s, that was kind of the baby of the 100 series Oliver line. I don't believe they made a 1500, but and we're at $4,200 right now on this 1600 diesel. Had a pretty nice little paint job on it and pretty straight. Big thing is new rubber on the back, new 15.538 tires. Logan's coming down here and working the floor a little bit, kind of doing double duty today. $4,100 on that 1600 diesel.
I'm out here with Mar, and what are we looking at here today?
Well, I'm interested in this 550 Oliver utility. It just kind of caught my eye, you know, and it's one of those things that, well, you know, if it goes for the right money, I might drag it home, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Sure. Now there's a little bit of family history as to why you're interested in this. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we grew up with Oliver tractors. My dad bought a new one in '51, which I still have. and he bought another one in '54, both 77s, which I still have. So we farm with Olivers, and years ago we used to have a Super 55, but it didn't have power steering, which is somewhat of a challenge with a utility. But this one has the power steering. It's a little bit of an upgrade, and I'm interested to see how it goes today.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Now back to you guys.
1973 Oliver 550. Looks to be pretty much original tractor. Once again from the A.J. Spiegel collection. It's amazing how they can get that paint, get that little bit of shine back to it, but you can tell it's original. It's been aged and weathered a little bit. And this is another no reserve tractor.
Looks like this is one of two left in this A.J. Spiegel collection. Kind of the little brother of the Oliver family here, Max.
Yeah, these were made for being a little utility tractor, pretty much the next generation of the Super 55. Would have fit in with the 550, the 660, 770, and 880. I believe he just announced that that thing's got like 750 original hours on it. It's what the tach's showing. So, and now after they get going on that, all of a sudden we got the price jumping up here a little bit.
Boy, did it ever. It just kind of opened the floodgates there.
And we're at $5,500 bids. $5,500 on that real nice original little 550 Oliver.
And here comes another Oliver 66. We saw one of these earlier in today's run. Max, this is lot F89. Again, it's an Oliver 66.
Yep, selling at no reserve from the A.J. Spiegel collection. Looks like a pretty nice straight, might be an older restoration. Got new tires on the back, but I'm sure that has been repainted at one point in its life, but it is a very nice straight little tractor. Of course, he's had that 4-cylinder in it, like I said before, with the 66s. And I'll tell you what, they make a lot of power out of that little 4-cylinder engine. That tractor may not look that big, but it will run pretty good and make a lot of other tractors look sick. And as we're at a $2,100 bid on this Oliver 66. And fairly good price point here on that 66 Oliver. Would not take much to make it a real prime looking tractor. $2,600 bid on that 66, and that is sold over here Logan's Way right in front of us.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. That's all the time we have, but don't worry, there's plenty more coming up next week. So on behalf of Mecum's Gone Farmin' Iowa Premiere, I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson, and we'll see you next time.